All good.
Hi, Judith. My name's Jackie. I'm one of the social workers in mental health. I also privately do counselling on the side. I've been in the industry for about 9 years. Tell me a little bit about you, Judith. What's brought you here?
Yeah, none of what you do.
Okay.
um, and the sharing sheds. Um, so yeah, it'd be good to learn.
Yeah, I'm really looking
And
forward to learning yours too. So, today we're going to talk about case notes. Have you ever seen or written a case note before?
no,
No. That's okay. We're going to start at the bottom. We're all going to start somewhere. Um, what do you know about case notes?
no,
No,
nothing.
no, no. So case
Sorry.
notes, they're a really important part of working with people. It's probably across all of the community service area, like disability and aged care and even childcare, youth work. We all have to write case notes. We write case notes about our interaction with our clients. So, and it's usually a legal document that can sometimes be used in court. So it's really important to do it correctly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. By the end of this session, Judith, the goal would be that you would be able to identify a SOAP note and the key features of a clinical note. I'm using a SOAP note because I think it's a really good sort of basic way to start learning about case notes. Um, yeah, I've worked in a couple of different workplaces and they all kind of do it differently, but the SOAP note has the important part of it in there.
Right.
Yeah. Do you sort of get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
simple,
Nice. Yeah.
easy,
Yeah.
easy to learn.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. And different places will have different ways of recording it. Most places have it on the computer, but sometimes people still do it paper based. So what we're going to do today is we're going to watch a short video of a client interaction. I'm going to show you how I would write a case note, and then you're going to have a go at writing the case note.
Right.
Great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to watch a story about Jasper. Jasper's a client, and he's a client. I think they're just actors really, but it's a short 4 minute video of an interaction with a client. Do you have any questions before I show the video?
Oh no, all good.
Okay, so I'll click share, and then I will hang on. If I just click share, can you see the video?
Still loading.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I'm.
this
Yeah. It
side.
says Judith. Can you see the video?
Yeah, yep, I can see it.
Yeah, cool. So I'll press play. I don't know how the volume will go. But hopefully we'll be able to watch it.
There's no volume. Oh,
Hang on, Judith. Did you say there's no volume?
oh, oh, I couldn't hear it.
List.
I can see them talking, but
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. We'll go back and play. What about now? Judith, can you hear it?
it keeps on taking itself off play at the moment.
Okay. Um. mm, mm, mm.
Play?
Okay. Maybe I'll try. What about if I make it big? Do you reckon that would help?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. I'll just. What about now? Judith?
It's put itself again.
Yeah. I paused it, but could you hear it just before?
Oh no, I didn't have time to hear it.
Okay, hang on. I'll replay it. What about you just put your thumb up and let me know if you can hear it, or thumb down if you can't hear it?
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, let's scrap that. Okay, okay, that's okay. I'm going to tell you, because we can't watch the video, um, I'm going to talk about the 4 aspects of the note. When I was thinking about what to actually talk to you about, I found a really great resource. And I'll just put it up on the screen now.
Yep.
Can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So
Sorry, it didn't work.
no,
I
I think
could just see them like doing the movements and talking and stuff, but
yeah.
I couldn't like hear nothing.
I'll give you a summary of what happens in the video. So Jasper's a young, like you could see, he was a young man. He's in a housing, supported housing. So there's workers that work there. And basically he makes lunch. So that's basically what happens. He makes lunch. And they talk about what they're going to do next. So in terms of the SOAP note, there's 4 components. The first one is the subjective, should reflect the information received from the client. Client feedback typically consists of things like their problem, how they're currently feeling, the symptoms they might be experiencing, medical or family history, and so on. And may be helpful to record direct quotes from the client here. So could you sort of give me an example of a quote that we could use? I know we didn't see the video, but what's something that a client might say?
What's making the sandwich, or
Yeah. What might he say about making the sandwich?
that tastes nice.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
looks good.
Yeah. Okay. And then the objective is the section records factual information. So I know we watched the video. We couldn't watch the video, but how did you think Jasper was presenting in the short amount of time that you saw?
They seem pretty cool, calm, and collective.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing with assessment too is that as you study more in community services, you'll learn more about assessments. You won't be expected to know a lot about assessments on your first day, but that's something we can learn more along as we go through the community service course. The plan. So in Jasper's video, he talks about wanting to go and kick the football after the session. So he has his lunch and then he says, I'm going to go kick the football. That's a really good example of what could go in a plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But a bit more clinically, as you could say, how you might address things that he's doing. So in that particular video, Jasper makes him, I was saying before, he makes lunch. And one of the things he has for lunch is he has a bag of chocolates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So our plan could be address healthy eating with Jasper.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to show you how I would write a case note and then we'll do one together. How does that sound, Judith?
Sounds good.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back into this. Oh, I will get the whiteboard up. New whiteboard. It'll load. Bit of a bummer about the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things happen, I suppose. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
quite crack
Yeah.
our presentations without it.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna, yeah. So I'll get the text. Now, Judith, do you remember what SOAP stood for?
Um,
I know.
that one, just how he was feeling, was it?
Yeah, so
How,
do you
how
remember?
he was himself?
Yeah, so do you remember what each letter stood for in the note?
Ah,
It's okay if you don't remember. S.
I was looking at it.
I know, I've checked you, haven't I?
Plan, and the O is objective.
Yeah, cool.
I forgot what the S is.
Yeah, do you remember what the A?
The A. No, I forgot what the
That's
A
okay.
was.
And what about, do you remember the S?
Subjective. That's
Yeah.
right.
Subjective. Okay, so we're just going to make this up because we couldn't really watch the video, and then I'll get you to try to make up one too. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Yeah, cool. So, you were saying that Jasper will sometimes when I write clinical notes, I just write the first letter just to keep it short, and everybody knows who the client is because when you go into their file, it's in their file, so you don't need to really stress about that. So I just write the initial. I find that easier, just especially when people have long names. I just find it easier just to abbreviate. So you were saying before, Judith, that Jasper looked calm and collected.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we could write appeared calm and hang on, maybe if I make this a bit, maybe if I change the size, calm and collected. Yep. Yeah. What else? What other sort of examples could we use for the subjective?
No, I'm not too sure.
Okay. So one of the things too with the subjective is we could write about the symptoms that they're experiencing. So so an example could be Jasper appeared distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or he appeared um he appeared he appeared distracted, or he appeared focused, maybe, depending on that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then so objective, what do you reckon we could say in an objective note?
That he was making the sandwich.
Yeah, cool. Yep, cool. One of the really cool things about subjective is that we can sometimes use quotes from clients. So yeah, we can say that Jay said, and then you can put in brackets, I like M&Ms. Yeah. Cool. And then assessment. So assessment is a record or interpretation of the behaviours. It can include both subjective and objective, things that are sort of relevant, like, you know, how I was saying with the distraction or like focus, we could comment on that because that relates to his condition. So let's put, we can put here, Jay completed tasks with assistance because he had his support worker. And then the plan is just staff address healthy eating with Jasper. Yeah, cool. So now we've got the 4. We've got pretty much the start of a note. One of the things that I sort of recommend to people in the industry is what Chrissy says, no more, no less. Some people will write like a whole page. Don't really need to know that. Just sort of need to know what's happened in the shift. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a go at writing one together. Now that I've sort of shown you how to do that, do you have any questions, Judith?
No, that seems pretty easy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say easy, but
Right.
practical and
Yeah.
simple and
Yeah, you're doing really well. So tell me again, what does SOAP stand for?
SOAP stands for subjective, objective, what was it? Assessment, and last one was plan.
Right, perfect. You got it. Well done. So let's do one together, and then I'll get you to do one by yourself. How does that sound?
Oh yeah. So how do I do? I just go in.
Yeah, we'll do it together. I'll get you to type, and I will help you along the way. Yeah. So let's start with S for subjective. Can I get you to write subjective?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, jeez. S. Oh. Yeah, spell it first.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
So subjective, it's information we got from the client. It's things like what they're feeling, how they're experiencing things. We can also include medical or family history, which you would have access to if you're working with Jasper. That would be on his file, but we don't have access to that. So do you remember your example of the subjective for Jasper?
He looked full, calm,
Yep.
and collective.
Yeah, right. And one of the things you could, like one of my tips too, is sometimes I will write, he looked calm and collective during my shift, because that will change. So he might have a bad time playing the football afterwards. But if we write during my shift, it identifies that that's how it was when you were working with Jasper.
Hey, shift.
SHIFT.
Thanks.
Oh, okay. What's the next one? What comes after subjective?
Objective.
Yep, perfect. So objective, one of the cool ones for objective is a quote, what the client says. Could you give me an example of what Jasper might have said, even though we couldn't watch Jasper?
A quote.
Yeah.
What was we doing on the quotes?
So anything that the client says to you during that shift can go in that.
Oh yeah, he was gonna make a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So just was
Jasper said, I want to make a sandwich for lunch.
Make a sandwich for lunch.
Yeah, you almost got it there. So Judith, the thing with objective is it has to be a quote. Like, so what happened during the shift usually goes in the subjective, but if it was a quote, it would go in the objective.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what's
you got
a
it.
quote?
You really. So Jasper said, "I want a sandwich for lunch."
Oh, okay.
You nearly got it. Like it was nearly there. It was nearly there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, nearly there. Yeah. So Jasper said, I want to make a sandwich for lunch.
I want. Oh, I want. Oops.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Oh. So,
Yeah. So sometimes too, so you got to write Jasper said, I want to make a sandwich for lunch. And we can use like quote marks to show that that's what Jasper said.
there we go.
Yeah,
All
Jasper
right.
said, oh, you're really close. But you got to put the quote marks.
Where?
Yeah, that's what he said. He said,
I
I want to make
mark.
Oh.
Did I put it over here? Like,
yeah, that's okay.
I'm no good with quote marks.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's one of those auto correct itself whenever I'm texting.
Yeah, cool. So we've got Jasper looked calm and collective during my shift. Great. Jasper said, I want to make a sandwich for lunch. Yeah. So the next bit is, do you remember the next bit of the note?
Assessment.
Assessment, perfect. What is an assessment?
Just seeing how he was during his making the sandwich to what he is gonna do after the sandwich.
Really, really close.
Like,
Yeah. So the assessment was your observations and interpretation.
Yeah.
So I know it's such a bummer the video didn't work, but in the video, Jasper has a support worker with him.
Oh, yeah.
And the support worker provides assistance for him to do his daily activities. So one of the things that you could write as a support worker was that Jasper made his lunch with minimal assistance, or Jasper needed lots of assistance.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it his spell assistants?
No, but that's okay. You don't have to. There'll be spell check when you do it in. Yeah. Okay.
You spell checked.
I think it's ASSESSMENT.
double S E double S A N C C.
I know. ASSESSMENT.
Is that it?
M. You got
Oh,
N. Yeah. Assessment.
have I got it in the right place?
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant assessment in assistance. Do you want
Oh no,
assistance or
assistance. Yeah,
assessment?
assistance.
Assistance.
With
Okay.
the, word.
That's okay. There's too many S's.
Have I got too many?
Assistant. So assistance is. I wonder if I could write it. Yeah. Assistance.
Is that an I? I S
Yeah.
S
Yeah.
A N.
It's tricky because assessment and assistance sound really similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far am I into it? So I
Assessment.
need a CE.
Yeah. See. Yeah.
Yes,
That's
assist.
all right. That's all right. So what did Jasper need lots of assistance with?
His sandwich.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the last one is plan. So
Yeah.
um in the mental health sort of setting, you would have a plan to do particular work with therapy. In disability and aged care, you sort of just follow plans of what other professionals have said. But you can do that. You can sort of take a clinical lens, but you can also talk about what is required in the next shift for the next person. So in this case, Jasper wanted to go and kick the football after he had lunch. And that would be an example of a plan.
I J. I just put social worker too with a social worker
Yeah, cool.
on that assessment.
Yep.
Yeah. So they wanted to oops. Kick. Oh jeez.
That's all right. Maybe we could move the writing up a bit. We could make it a bit more. Can we move?
Do you want me to like go down on the oh she's no, but not
Yeah.
do that.
Can you move it up a bit so I can see it, please?
How do I do that? Are you here? Maybe.
That's all right.
50? Is it better? Can you see it? 50%.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Okay. So what we're going to do now, Judith, is
Or after sorry, I'm just finishing off after
doing really
having
well.
his sandwich.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So Judith, tell me again, what does SOAP stand for?
Subjective, objective
Yep.
assessment plan.
Perfect. You got it. So this time I'm going to watch you write a simple SOAP case note. We're going to get rid of this and I'm going to see how you go without my assistance.
Can I just look at it?
Yeah.
There's lots on. So I know what I'm about.
But you're doing so great. You're doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing fantastic.
So there's a social worker, and then that plan one is more to do with like how he felt after his sandwich. But I thought it was like to do with the health side of things too.
So I'll just, so subjective is how the client presents. Objective is what the client says, or what the client or observations that you observe. Assessment is it overlaps with this objective and subjective, but it's your interpretation of those events. So we use the example where he needs lots of assistance. That was your interpretation, what you thought. And then the plan is, just to keep it simple, what's going to happen next. Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got subjective, objective, assessment, and plan.
Cool. So delete.
Yeah.
That away.
Yeah.
Remove.
Yeah. And Judith, with practice, you'll get better and better. Like, no one has it perfect the first time. Yeah.
So delete.
Yep, delete. So what's the first one? We'll write the initials down so we remember, and then I'm going to watch you have a go at it.
So ticks. So I'm putting an S.
Perfect. Yep.
I'm putting so right, enter O.
Yep. Yeah, perfect.
A, enter P. And then I want to start with the S.
Yeah.
As a subjective. Making sure. Okay, so now I'll go into talking about Gaspar.
Our pretend client. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just I need to look at what I'm doing.
That's okay.
Looking at the keyboard.
Doing good.
Okay, so
Yeah. Perfect. Yep. Is there any way that you could just move the text up a bit higher?
Oh, you mean like?
Yeah, like put it in the middle so I can see it better. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, cool. Yeah, you're doing great. Yeah.
Do I put that?
Yeah, move it up a bit so I can see it. Yeah, perfect. You're doing a great job.
I put my help, but it's really the social worker, was it?
That was what Jasper said. I wanted to make a sandwich.
And I put with my. Is that all right?
Yeah, if you can't find the quote, you would put it with quote marks, but I'm not sure how you do that on Zoom, so that's okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then assessment. Oh, okay.
No, you move it. Yeah. If
Yeah,
you
that's
do,
fine. Yeah, cool.
Here we are.
Yep.
I'll just way there.
Yeah, cool.
Oh,
Yeah, perfect.
wait.
And yeah, and then just got one more bit.
All right.
Yeah, perfect. Judith, so at the start of the class, I said that the lesson objectives were to learn what a SOAP note is and be able to give an example. How do you feel you went with that?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, cool. Do you have any feedback for me? Is there anything I could have done differently or better?
No,
No,
no.
I think
Pretty good.
I think you've been an awesome learner. So what I've got for you as well is I'll just see if I can hang on. I'll close the thing and then I'll just hang on. Just exit the whiteboard.
Yeah.
And what I've got for you too is I'll send it to you after the class. It's just a handout on the subjective, objective assessment and plan. And as you work with clients, you'll get better and better and better at doing this. This is just a short introduction to SOAP notes. Yeah. Do you have any questions for me?
No, no, I feel pretty good that I accomplished it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've learned a lot out of it too.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Cool. So now I'll just press stop recording. Thank you so much for coming to my class, Judith.
30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
Oh, God.